In reality, all the feelings are projected, no? Even what we call real feelings, they are projected on a screen, so therefore projected. We should understand that there are different degrees of projection, that's all. Some projections are far away from perception, like they have nothing to do with the immediate perception. And some projections of, doesn't matter, feelings, emotions, thoughts, they have nothing to do, they have more to do with the actual, they are more connected with the present moment. That's all. So there are different degrees of this, that's all. If you have a feeling that comes completely from the past, like you're dreaming of or remembering a fairy tale or an adventure that you have 10 years ago, you're like, okay. Then you know that it's not so much real. It's not immediate, it doesn't involve any immediate perception, sensorial perception. As long as there is feeling, emotion, thoughts, they have to be projected on a screen. From here comes the word projection, right? Is it true or not? So therefore, if you fall in love with someone, and you fall in love with someone which, let's give an actual example. In this falling in love, you fall in love with some very sweet feeling in your head which comes as a result of you imagining yourself with him walking on a beach and in a quiet, peaceful evening, or this falling in love comes from an immediate perception of the other person blowing his nose, for example. Or, I don't know, vomiting, or being sick, or telling you some not so nice words. Like, immediate reality. But we have to understand that even the true feeling, it has to be projected on something. This is very, I can see that it's sparkling the minds of everyone, because it's like, oh, what do you mean? There is no true love. No, come on, there is true love. But anything which is true, it has to be projected on a screen. It is the nature of our existence. Thinking that, oh, you know what, the true love doesn't go through mind. Okay, maybe, if you call the mind that kind of thing which is in a corner of our, like the ego, but in a greater sense, everything that we experience, it has to be projected on the screen. Otherwise, you will not even know that it is there. You will not be able to talk about it. The screen is the screen on which you are perceiving everything. The inside screen. Whenever you perceive something, you perceive it on the screen. No? The screen is always there. It has to be always there. Otherwise, you will not be able to talk about it. You will not be alive, I may even say. The life comes attached with the screen. You cannot put them apart. The source of anything will be revealed on itself if you pay attention to whatever it is on the screen, and you understand the nature of the object which is projected on the screen. It might be emotion, but you don't have to look behind you and to try to find the one which projected the emotion, to be free of it. For the time being, don't focus on changing the reality. What is wrong with contemplating the object on the screen? The object is an emotion. Contemplating the object on the screen for me means love, true love. Contemplating the object on the screen means to sit in that theater and to look at the screen. Doesn't matter what appears in there. Not to jump off from the chair whenever something unpleasant comes there. Then what? You stop loving what you see? No. Look. Find love in what you see. And then see if you still want to change it. For me, this contemplation for me means real love. Like to look at this object, and it might be a really, really bad emotion. Like, okay, I can notice first impulse is like, not so pleasant. And then let's look at it. Let's see what exactly it is. Let's know the real nature of this emotion. The real nature. What exactly it is in a true sense. Find the essence of this emotion. For me, real love always implies some component of sacrifice. Not like, it's more like to say, if it's real love, it's bleeding. A sacrifice means make it sacred. It implies like if it's not bleeding and it gives you personal joy and personal fulfillment or some interest, yeah, it might be love, but you will see the limitations of this love a little bit later, because this is always going to flip. There is the screen, there is some appearance on the screen, and usually there is some person on the screen which dies. Like if things are not going accordingly with how the person wants, it implies ourselves, like the attention, the consciousness which stays in and watches that, to move and to help the person to, what, let's do, and put some more energy into it and create some other reality, and be able to sit in the chair, not moving, just watching. It implies death of the person which fights on the screen, and this death brings the element of sacredness, because in that moment, death is like a portal into the sacred. The death is the death of the person on the screen. And what I notice from the experience that happens here, whenever I touch something really sacred, in my experience, it was true death. Something has to die in there. If there was no death, there was no sacredness. So, not trying to feed this person which appears on the screen, letting it die, and just contemplating the screen, no matter what appears. Maybe the person on the screen is happy or is sad. This takes one to the sacredness, because the person has to die, and for some reason we are connected. The consciousness that stays in the seat, in the chair, in the cinema, and the person which is projecting on the screen, they are magically connected. And when the person dies, you die. You get to taste, the flavor of death, and that's the sacredness that I was talking about.